Oh, hello, Benjamin. This tape memo is going to make it especially for you and my other grandchildren that I know that I will have in the future. That memo will probably not get to see, so I'm hoping, Benjamin, that you'll share this with me. Okay? First of all, I want to tell you that I love you very much. You're a beautiful baby. And the reason I'm making this tape is because I want you to know a little bit about your grandmother. Mama's crying just a little bit, but that'll be okay. I'll be okay. When you were born, I was so excited, and I just can't tell you the joy you brought in my life, and what a beautiful child you are. And I know that you're going to grow into be a beautiful man, and a good man. And I hope a man that will live for God and do what the Lord wants you to do in your life. I just know you will. I want to tell you a little bit about my life, and I don't want to be rambling on because I do that. As your papa always tells me, get it told and quit stammering around, but that's just me, okay? So if you'll bear with me. My dog's sick and she's coughing. I'm looking at her. She'll be all right though. Well, maybe Courtney, we better start a little bit about my life. My mother, Laura, died when I was 3, and left me and my little brother. He was 3 months, and her mother and my grandfather raised me, and I had plus that they raised 11 children of their own, and my grandfather was a coal miner, and my grandmother Ring was just a housewife, and we were very poor, and but with help of the other siblings in the family, they helped us make it through, and with their love and support, I had a lot of love in my life, and a lot of people that love me, my family, and I had a really good childhood, I think. I did get spankings when I was a child, but back in that time, that's what they did, and they didn't hurt me any, I don't think. I didn't grow up to be an abuser of my children or anything, and I love my children very much. I hope that when I look back, there's a lot of things I do different now. When you get older, you realize all these things. But anyway, I grew up, I graduated from high school in 1961. I was above average student in high school. And then right out of high school, I decided to go into X-ray technology at Sparks, and out of 100 students, there was only 6 selected, and I was one of the 6. And then in 1963, I got my degree, which was an associate's degree at that time, from Sparks, and then I passed my registry for the X-ray, so I was a registered X-ray technologist, and that's what I did for trade most of my life. And if you don't know what that is, it's a person that takes X-rays and works in the medical field. I was pretty happy with that job. And then right after I got out of, a couple of years after I got out of X-ray school, I was working in Fort Smith, and I met your grandfather. We were we were driving down, I was with a girlfriend, and we were driving down like a 2-lane, and your grandfather, Scotty, was with his cousin, J.W. Payton, and we were driving towards this drive-in place called Nations, where you drive in, get stuff, that's how I met your grandfather. He drove up beside us going down that 4-lane, and he said, hey, why don't you girls pull over down here and let's talk, And so we did that. Now that's exactly how I met your grandfather. And I wasn't particularly interested in him at first because he looked really young, but he had already been in the Navy like 4 years. And had just gotten home from the Navy and was going to start college on his veterans deal, But I thought he was like 15 years old. And he pursued me for a long time. He probably won't admit it, but he knows that's the truth. He called me for many weeks trying to get me to go out with him. I told him I didn't date teenagers. And anyways, he's so funny. But my roommate, Mary Lou, she said, just go out with him one time for a Coke and see how you like him. Give him a chance, she said. That's all he's asking. So I did that, and that's how we ended up getting to know each other. And yeah, I love him. I loved him, and he's funny, and so that's how we met and got together. And we didn't have the best. We hadn't had the best of marriage, but now who does? Everybody has their troubles, and when you look back, when you get to be my age, which I'm only 54 now, I don't feel that old. And I was hoping I'd have a few good more years, but I guess, life doesn't always give us what we want anyway. What can I say? I had 3 children, and I love them so much. I just can't imagine life without them. They're everyone different, but they're everyone just beautiful in their own ways. And I'm so thankful to God for giving me that chance and for giving me the chance to raise them. And I'm thankful. I'm so thankful for the life I've had because I've had so much love around me. Like your grandfather's parents, Papa and Mama Nolan. They're very supportive to me, and they helped me in every way possible, financially and everything, while we were raising Courtney, Brad, and Carrie, and that helped out very much in my life. And I just couldn't ask for better in-laws than they were to help us. They were always there for us, and I love them dearly. And of course, your Grandpa Nolan passed away several years ago, which was really a shock to all of us. And also your Uncle Don Partain passed away, and it was really tragic because he was really young. And as I want to tell you right now, Ben, Mama has a disease called cancer, and it started in my bile duct and will not know why. They don't have any answers right now. They're coming up with some cures, but it may be too late for Mama. I'm still hopeful that maybe something will, I'm just hopeful you'll never have to watch this video. I'm hopeful that maybe I can tell you all this as you grow up. But right now they don't have a cure, and Mama just has a certain amount of time to be here on earth, and after that I'm going to go be with God. And I know for sure that I'm going to be with God. And so no one has to worry about that, where I'll be in the hereafter, because God is my comforter and my Savior and my King. And He has forgiven me of my sins, and I've been baptized, and I know I haven't always done the right thing, but the thing about His mercy is that He forgives you for what you do if you believe in Him. And it's for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever should believeth on Him should not perish but have everlasting life. And I believe that with all my heart. So I'm going to go shortly to be with Him. That's where I'll be. And that's where we all want to be in hereafter. This life is just temporarily, but our other life will be for eternity. That's what God's promise is. And I know that for a fact. I hope that Brad and Lori will teach you these things as you grow up, because it's the most important thing in the world. Having a good job and a home and everything is very important, and being good is important. But the most important thing is hereafter and how you live your life for God, and study the scriptures, and He'll tell you how to do that. And but I know you have to make your own choices. Just don't let other people influence you as you grow older, and study the Word for yourself, and you'll understand. You won't have to have anyone to tell you. I don't want you to get caught up in any cults or anything like that, or do drugs or drink. Or I know you're going to experience some things in your life, and I just pray that there'll be good things that will lead you the right way, honey, because I love you so much, and I love my other grandchildren that I probably won't see, but I hope they see this tape. That's why I'm making this tape for them, because I want them to know a little bit about me and what kind of person I am. Let's see, what can I talk about now to help you? Just be sure, Benjamin, be sure that your peers, when you're growing up, that they don't influence you to the point where you might do something wrong, because they haven't been there and done that. They're just doing that, like, listen to your mother and your father, because they know what's right for you, and they want a good life for you. And if you listen, I'm getting tired for me. If you listen to them, your life will be so much better, because your dad will tell you that through the experiences he's had. I'm not going to tell you. That's going to be his job. But I know he's a wonderful father now, and your mother is wonderful. Your mother is just wonderful. You got a wonderful mother, and I'm so glad about that. I'm just so happy that I think all these things are blessings. Now let's see, what can I get into? I have no idea what kind of questions you want to ask me. I was talking a little bit about my cancer. The doctors don't know why I had this cancer. It started in my bile duct and maybe my gallbladder, and I found it out when I had my gallbladder surgery. But your father and Courtney and Carrie have done everything that they could possibly do to help me. They've done everything that they could possibly do to help me. They've taken me everywhere. They've tried to find out about a cure for this, but we just can't do it. And it's just one of the things in life. Life is not always fair, and these things happen. I wanted to, let's see. I wanted to tell you that, I wanted to tell you a story about your dad, which I think is really funny. When we lived in Quitman, we had 5 acres, and we had a nice home there, and we had a big pond down in front of our house, and your dad, Brad, spent a lot of time down there fishing, and he loved it. He loved he's always loved to do stuff, you know. And at one day, or one night, there was a beaver. We had a bunch of ducks on the pond.
How old was he?
Oh, he might have been 10 or 13 or something like that. I can't, it's hard to remember. I remember how tall he was and everything, just about. But I don't think he wasn't like 15 or 16. He was just, but anyway, he was always down there at the pond fishing. We had some ducks on that pond, and they were tame ducks in the family. And so that night, there was a beaver in the pond, and the next day, he came to the house and told me that he had killed the beaver because the beaver was chasing the ducks, which I didn't really believe because I don't think beavers chase ducks. But anyway, that's what your father told me. And he had killed the beaver. And he killed it with not a BB gun, but a gun that his grandmother gave him, which I didn't approve of. It was a small shotgun or something. That's another thing you don't need to have when your gun is a gun. You just don't need it. Because you might kill somebody or you might get killed. So just don't go that way, honey. It's not right. But anyway, Brad shot the beaver. And that morning he brought it, this must have been on a weekend because I was home, and he brought it up to the house and laid it on the sidewalk outside and got the hose and washed it off. He had shot, I take that back, he had shot the beaver the night before. He told me the beaver was in there. He shot the beaver the night before. Okay, so he got the beaver out of the pond the next morning, brought it up to the house, watched it. It was all bloated. It like weighed 50, 60 pounds. It was a big old thing. It was bloated with that water, and it was nasty. And he come running in the house. He said, "Mother, you got to come out here." He said, "I killed that beaver because it's chasing the ducks." And he said, "You got to come out here and see this beaver." And I said, "Oh, Brad, I don't want to." Well, finally he talked me into going out and seeing it. He had it out there on the sidewalk, and he had it all washed off. And I went out there and looked at it, and I said, "Oh, Brad." Well, I said, "Honey, you'll have to do something with it. You got to bury it or something, or take it off back out in the woods somewhere, And he said, "Okay, Mom." So I went in the house and kept on doing what I was doing in the kitchen or whatever, And later on, he comes in, or I said to him, I can't remember the details of everything, but he come in the house and he said, "Mother, I put the beaver in the deep freeze." And I said, "You what?" And he said, "Yeah, come look." He said, "But it's real nice. I wrapped it in plastic." He had put it in a plastic garbage bag in the deep freeze, and I had meat in there, frozen meat and food, that we eat, and I just about made me sick. And I went out there, and sure enough, the beaver, that bloated, dead beaver, was in my freezer out there in the garage. And I just about had a fit, And I said, "Oh, Brad, honey, we can't do this. You got to get the beaver out of the freezer, do something. We got to get rid of that beaver." Well,
You said you never wanted to see that beaver again.
Yeah, I was so aggravated then with that beaver. And then he tells me, he says, "Well, Mother, I'm going to skin it because I can get a lot of money for the hide. I can get a lot of money." And I said, "No, Brad, you're not going to do that because if you skin it, you might cut yourself and get a disease or something. You can't do that. You can't just get rid of the beaver. This is the ultimatum, okay? This is it." So he took the beaver. We got a road that went across the pond, and then there was a fence on one side, where we used to have pigs down there, and it was just a fence road left down there. But he took the beaver and down there at the end of that road, and laid it up on that fence somewhere or another.
With cement blocks.
Yeah, with cement blocks. And laid that dead beaver up there. He uncovered it and laid it up there where we could see it every time we drove by there.
Where did you see that beaver?
that dead bloated beaver. And I thought, oh my God.
Right.
The first time I go down the road and see that, I just about died. So anyway, that's the beaver story. And I've told that story on him lots of times. It's so funny. Another story was one time I gave Carrie a party at the house. I think it was a birthday party, and she wanted a slumber party, and so had all her little friends over. And I was cooking hamburgers in the backyard, and I was there by myself. And Scott, this is a friend of your dad's, Scott and Brad were down at the pond fishing that evening. And I was really busy trying to fix food for these little girls, you know, to come spend the night. And we were having a good time. They were playing games and riding a bicycle and doing all sorts of stuff around, and you know, it was like a summer evening, you know, out there. And then all of a sudden, right in the middle of this, I mean, I've got hamburgers on the grill out there, and I'm working, you know, really hard to get everybody fed. And Brad comes up, your father comes up to the house, and what has happened? He's got a fish hook hung in his ear, and we can't get it out. It went clear through his ear, on the other side, his earlobe. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do, you know? So I run down to your dad, of course. I mean, his dad, of course, is not there, Scotty. He's down at the ballpark refereeing a ball game or something, and so I run Brad down there, and I take all these kids with me, right? Down to the ballpark, and I tell him, you know, look, Scotty, I've got all these kids at my house, you know, and Brad's got the fish hook in his ear, and I'm going to have to go somewhere and have it taken. I'll have to take him to the hospital and get it out. There's no way we can get it out, you know. And if I'd had a pair of wire cutters, I think now I could have cut it probably, but I've been afraid to get it infected because it was rusted. Anyway, Scotty said he couldn't leave the game. So in the meantime, I get some mother to go back up to the house to take care of all the girls, right, at the party. And I had to take Brad to the emergency room in Haver Springs and get him a tetanus shot and get this fish hook out of his ear. The other things your dad did was he'd gone up to Marvell Burford's. His friend Chad up there had a three-wheeler, and they were up there playing one day, and your dad had a wreck on it, of course. And he broke his knee, and it wasn't the kind of break that could be set with a cast. It had to be operated on. It was within his knee, down in his knee. And so this friend of ours, I was at work, and this friend of mine took me come and got me at work and told me that Brad had been hurt real bad. So we went up to Marvell's and we put him in Becky's station wagon, and we took him to Little Rock. And he had to have major surgery on that knee, but he recuperated really good. And he had an accident, a real bad accident on the three-wheel, and I'm just glad it wasn't worse, you know. And also, he was down at the ballpark one evening, and he was always down there playing and roughnecking and everything, because he played ball and everything, and he was really athletic, and he was a really good ball player, even softball and
Baseball.
And baseball and basketball. He was a really good player. I've got some things in the house. I don't know if you'll ever see them or not. I'm sure you will. Pictures, just articles about him. He was called the Cobra. He was so fast. He was a really good basketball player. But he was down at the park one evening and broke his arm. His dad was down there with him though. And he was on a bicycle, and he had a bicycle wreck and broke his arm. So that evening we had to rush him back to Little Rock to get his arm set, because I didn't trust the doctors in Heber to do
Heber
his arm
Springs.
just right.
Yeah.
I knew if it wouldn't if it wasn't put together back right, it wouldn't grow right, and he'd have trouble with it all his life. So we took him back to Little Rock, saw the orthopedic surgeon there at the university, and said his arm. He did real well through that, you know. He was in a lot of pain going down there, and he did real well through that. That's just some of the stories about your dad.
Tell me about the hole.
Oh yeah, and in the back of the house where we lived there at Quitman, like I said, we had 5 acres there, and there was wood. It was all wooded in the back. But your dad got back there and dug 2, looked like to be about 4 feet holes, just down the ground together, you know, like you could jump in them like they were foxholes or something, and your head would stick out, you know. I don't know what the deal was. He kept coming to the house, you know. He's always coming and telling me, "Well, Mom, come back here and see these holes I've dug." And I'm thinking, what did you dig these holes for? What's the purpose of them? You know, just sit in them, just sit in them.
Tell me about Carrie.
Yeah. And I guess to sit in them because he charged Carrie $1 to go sit in the hole, and she wanted to go sit in the hole, so I guess she gave him $1 because she wanted to sit down in his hole. I mean, this is.
I had the time of my life.
And I think the time that he dug those holes, he had some friends over that night. They had to camp out. And for some reason, he had to have those holes. I don't know what they were about. I went back there several times and looked, but anyway, I don't know what the holes were about. It's something to do. It was a big time thing anyway. But that's some of the things that your dad did. He had a motorcycle once too, and I didn't want him to have it. He was too young. I didn't. Your grandfather Scotty agreed to let him have it, and I'm just surprised that he didn't kill himself on it because he didn't have any sense. He really didn't, because he had several wrecks on it, but it didn't hurt him. And I just prayed to God that he'd be okay, because there's nothing I could do about it after he got the motorcycle. And I just prayed all the time that he'd be all right. And it just scared me to death. And of course, your father could always talk me, you know, I'm talking about your father, Brad, could always talk me into anything. I mean, he had this way of telling Mama everything's going to be okay, I'll be okay, I know how to handle it. This is the way he talked to me, you know. I'm a big boy, da-da-da. And he was a little boy that I was looking down to, you know, and he was convincing me that he could do all these things. But he really had me under his thumb, you know, because I loved him a lot, and I let him get away with a lot more than I should have, I'm sure. I didn't give him enough whippings, I'm sure. And the girls tell me that he tormented them all their lives, and you know, but that's the way siblings are, and that's the way life is. And, but anyway, that's some funny. Those are some stories I wanted to share with you, and you know, it's been hard to think back on all of that. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about for you? Anything else on my list? Ben, I wanted to tell you that you and I have something in common. From very early on, I noticed as soon as you started walking, how clean and neat you are. I love how you sweep and clean and everything. And I realize that you watch your mother around the house do all these things and you imitate her, but your mama's been, I like everything clean and neat and orderly. Since I've been sick, things haven't been like I wanted them to be because I'm not able to do what I used to could do, but I wanted to tell you that we share that cleanliness and orderliness and clean floors and stuff like that. I love that in you. I don't know that you got that from me, but maybe. And that's a good way to be, I think. To have your life in order and do what you need to do, not be lazy. I want you to I want you to work hard in life and study hard in school. And these are things that you won't regret in life. And I encourage you again to follow the Lord and ask for His guidance and live for Him and do for others. And I just don't believe, Ben, that and my other grandchildren, that in the end you won't have any regrets. When you get older, you'll think that you've done the best you can do, and that's what you want to do in life, is do the very best you can do. You want to work hard and take care of your family, and you want to obey your parents. And believe you me, your dad will give you good advice if you'll listen to him. He's a very good father, and your mother too, I'm sure, that they'll both guide you if you'll just listen to them and not so much listen to your friends. Because your friends haven't been there and done that, like I said before, but I know friends have a lot of influence on you, but just don't let friends have that much influence on you, Ben, because it's, in the long run, it won't hurt you. I would just go to my parents for everything that, if I needed advice. And I know you're going to be your own person and everything, but I just hope you make the right. You have choices in life to make, and I'm hoping, Ben, that you'll make the right choices. Because like I said, in the end, it will pay off, and you will be proud of that. And you will be proud that you lived like God wanted you to live, and that I just hope in some way that you can serve God in some way. I haven't always been the best person I could be either at times, because we all fail. We're just human, and we all fail. But I just feel like that you'll not have any regrets if you do the very best you can. And I realize this time in life is harder than when I was growing up, because when I was growing up, they didn't have drugs. I had no alcohol around me when I was growing up. I didn't have any of those things to deal with, but you will, in your lifetime, I feel like, have these things to